All right, next I want to look at a very strange interview that Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert gave to Dave Rubin. Now, some in the audience are familiar with Dave Rubin, some are not. Dave Rubin's former TYT Young Turks host, who was ostensibly on the left. He had a political awakening around the age of 40 years old, close to 40 years old, which some don't believe is genuine. Some believe is based in audience capture, grifting, and financial incentives. Up to others to determine that. He is now very, after kind of playing that he's the last real liberal role for a few years, he now is on the right. He's a right winger. He said he's okay being called a right winger. He says he voted for Trump. He, et cetera, et cetera. And he gives an interview that would make North Korean propaganda newscasters blush. I mean, really, we're going to look at this interview. And there's sort of a couple of different types of context here. One is we just learned about Lauren Boebert's alleged role in planning the January 6th Trump riots, that she or staffers were involved in talking to the organizers along with others. We talked about this Rolling Stone article yesterday. That's one context here. And then the second context is, again, just like the brazen and embarrassing nature of this interview altogether. So let's just get into the first clip. And this is just, again, this is like the cultural stuff. Here's Lauren Boebert saying because of the mask mandates, she's pulling her kids right out of school and now is partially homeschooling.
I just pulled my kids out of public school because they brought back mask mandates and they're not letting up on it. And I said, okay, well, we're doing something else because I'm not subjecting my children to this again. And so we're pulling them out and doing something on our own. But
are you homeschooling now?
It'll be a hybrid version of homeschooling.
It's a hybrid. She'll be hybrid homeschooling. Is it good for kids who presumably have community at school, who presumably have some friends at school, etc., to be told, little Johnny, little Susie, you're not going to wear a mask. Now you're going to sit at home and we're going to teach you. It's hybrid. Who knows what they really mean? Like, is that even good for the kid? I don't know, but it doesn't seem super great. Then Lauren Boebert blames Nancy Pelosi for division in the House. It's not that Republicans have stopped even pretending to be about policy and obstructing anything Democrats want to do. It's not that Republicans are totally hypocritical on every issue, gladly voting for Trump's COVID relief. But then when Biden is in, voting against it, even though it's very similar, it's just a few months later. But she says it's Nancy Pelosi's fault. And Rubin he's on board with all of it. There's just no challenging of anything she says.
They keep us so divided and so separate. And previous members of Congress who have been there previously, they'll tell you it's never been this way. There was always communication between Republicans and Democrats.
Now, she may be right that it's never been this way, but it's this. We've never had such weaponized, outrageous Trumpian members of Congress making it this way.
And now it is so divided. And that's by design. She wants to keep us separate. She wants the House chambers empty.
You're talking about Nancy.
Nancy Pelosi, yeah. Yes. And she truly believes this is Pelosi's house.
Yeah. And Rubin's just nodding. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a propaganda interview. This is what you would expect to see on that North Korean channel or on, Venezuelan state media. Or whatever. It's what it is. Here, as if this is funny, Lauren Boebert smiles and laughs at the idea that they've installed metal detectors at the House because of her, as if it's something to be proud of.
Nancy Pelosi has called me the enemy within. We have metal detectors outside of the House chambers because of me. And so it seems.
Yeah. If your employer has had to institute security measures as a result of your actions, it's not something I'd be cheering about. Imagine remember my Circuit City days that I've talked about so nostalgically on the program. Imagine if when I worked at Circuit City installed metal detectors that employees had to go through because of me, because of something I did, and then I bragged about it. That's what she's doing. That's how outrageous this has gotten. And then they get into, I guess, what you would call something more substantive, even though it's not substantive because Rubin doesn't even question it. Lauren Boebert says her objection to the Electoral College results being counted was that it violated the Constitution. And Rubin's just nodding.
I objected to the Electoral College results because the Constitution was violated.
Right.
And that's our biggest threat right now, is the complete disregard of the Constitution.
Now, the Constitution was not violated. All of these talking points have been widely debunked. As usual, it's hard to understand the exact argument they're making. Sometimes they say, well, it was unconstitutional, and she's saying federal constitution, some say state. It was unconstitutional that states changed election procedures without legislation. That's actually no big deal. Rebecca Green, an election law professor at the College of William and Mary, said, it is often the case that there are gaps in election statutes that state and local election officials routinely fill according to their authority. So to say that all decisions about how elections are run must emanate from the legislature is not consistent with delegated authority to state election officials. It's a lie that it's unacceptable to change election rules without legislation in states. They're repeating it, but it's just not true. Then, many states changed election practices because of the pandemic. That includes blue states. That includes red states. It includes states in which Trump won. It includes states in which Biden won. Big shocker. They only care about the fact that it was done in states that Biden won. So North Dakota, red state, Trump won, changed voting rules due to the pandemic. You don't hear a peep out of these people. Arkansas, or Arkansas, as some used to say. Arkansas, red state, Trump won, changed election rules due to the pandemic. They'd never mentioned Arkansas. Texas, they all made changes in this way on the basis of the pandemic. Trump won all three. Republicans don't say a word about it. This stuff makes us look like a joke. This woman is one of 435 members of Congress. We are a global laughingstock because of people like her. And Rubin, like a bobblehead, nodding along, just nodding along. It's embarrassing, folks. I'm embarrassed for both of them. I'm blushing for both of them.
One of our sponsors is Allform, hands down the easiest way to custom build your own sofa. You choose the premium fabric you want. You choose the sofa size, shape, color, even the color of the legs. You can customize every aspect of your new sofa to make sure it's the perfect fit for your home. I got my first Allform sofa a year ago. I just got a second one, which is really exciting. These really are the sofas I would have bought for my home. Even if Allform was not a sponsor, you really can't beat the quality, the modern minimal design. The sofas are spill, stain, and scratch proof. You can buy one piece and start with that, and then buy more seats and accessories to add on later. Shipping is fast and free. You get 100 days to decide if you want to keep the sofa. It comes with a forever warranty, and you'll get 20% off when you go to allform.com/Pacman. The link is right underneath this video.